So, very good morning to all my dear students. I welcome you all into the Industrial Pharmacy 2. Dear student, we are onto the quality management system, and yesterday we had gone through most of the points associated with the quality, right? Now, the particular term quality, that means the meaning is different from people to people, and there is a total quality management. So ultimate aim of this total quality management is to have the quality. When it when we are talking about the TQM, when we are talking about the total quality management, it will consist of the three different terms, like say total quality management, the term that is very familiar with all of us. Total, that means everyone from top to bottom, from top management to that of the employee, all these are responsible for maintaining the quality, and ultimate goal is toward the quality, right? So quality might be in the form of product, quality might be in the form of product, quality might be in the form of the services, right? Now here the quality is concerned with that of the customers, with that of the ultimate users of that one, right? So according to that, there are different principles which are associated with that of the quality, and these principles are said to be the quality management principles. And these are customer focused leadership, involvement of people, process approach, system approach to management, continual improvement, factual approach to decision making, and mutually beneficial supplier relationship. So all these we saw in our yesterday's lecture in the detail. Then we had gone to the concept of the quality, that what is the quality, what is the total quality management, what is a customer, and how the customer that is responsible for giving satisfaction, why quality need to be important, and what are the different quality perspectives associated with that one from person to person, what are the different quality levels. Then some additional views we saw, and later we had gone through the history of the quality. Now as far as the history of the quality is concerned, these are the experts, these are the dedicated people who had contributed in the field of, in the area of maintenance and achieving the quality, that how quality significantly that is responsible for product or the services. And all these people, these are said to be the quality gurus. So this is the list of the quality gurus, like say the Walter Shewart, then Edward Deming, Juran, then Armad, then Philip Crosby, then Jenichi Taguchi, then Karu Ishikawa. So all these, they had their own philosophies, all these they had their own ideas, all these they had their own thinking as far as the quality is concerned. So as far as this slide associated with the Crosby, Deming and the Joran is concerned, which will say that what particularly the quality means, what is its definition, what is this degree of senior management responsibility, then the performance standard, general approach, and the structure. This slide already we saw in our yesterday's lecture. Okay, so let's continue with the same, that what is the opinion or what the Shewart used to say as far as the quality is concerned. Now, basically, the Walter A. Shewart, he was the statistician at the Bell Laboratories, and he developed the statistical control process method to distinguish between the random and the non-random variation in industrial processes in order to keep the process under control. Now, as far as these experts are concerned, these gurus are concerned, they had been divided totally into the four different eras, like see the era before 1940, era that is early 1950, era that is late 1950, and the era that is the late 1970s, right? And all these they had contributed in one or in somehow or in some another way. Now the Shewhart, they had developed the system, they had developed the cycle, which is said to be the PDCA cycle. PDCA cycle, that will stands for the plan, do, check, and act, right? So that will emphasizes the need for the continuous development. Every time we have to go for planning. Before planning, once we had the planning, then we have to go for doing. Once we do it, we have to go for checking whether the required quality is getting achieved or not. And then accordingly, if something is there, if any mistake is there, if any errors are there, these errors can be rectified by doing some act. So that is the PDCA cycle that was given by the Shewhart. That is the plan, do, check, and act. And they had strongly influenced the philosophies of the Deming and the Jorans. So this is the PDCA cycle, and it will move like this: plan, do, check, and act. The Edward Deming, they had advocated the statistical process control, that is the SPC. Now, this is the method which signals the shift in a process that will likely lead to product and or services not meeting the customer's requirement. They had emphasized an overall organizational approach to manage the quality. They had demonstrated that the quality product are less costly than the poor quality product. This is most important. What it is? The quality product, these are less costly than that of the poor quality product. We will be having a, local phrase related with that, isn't it? What it is? महंगा रोए एक बार and the सस्ता रोए बार बार. That is what is the meaning, that the quality product are less costly than the poor quality. Because say if we are saying that we want to purchase the low quality, or say if we want to purchase the cheaper product, so definitely in case of cheaper product we will be getting the cheaper quality. If we are paying something hard, higher one, or some higher cost we are incurring, then definitely in terms of that we will be getting the quality. And once we had purchased the quality product, there is no headache, there is no or the performance that is very very good, that is very very optimum. So that's why the phrase, it is the महंगा रोए एक बार and the सस्ता रोए बार बार, right? That means what he had invested, he will be getting the quality product and he will be getting the satisfaction out of that. Once the people are satisfied, then that will recover the cost what they had incurred, what they had paid for that particular product. And the Edward Deming, they had identified the 14 different points in order to improve the quality and in terms of the management, and for which they had awarded the prize. They got the highest award for the industrial excellence in case of the Japan. So generally these people, they had contributed in Japan and the Americas. So the Deming's 40-point program for the improvement of quality. So all these are the 40-point program. What they will tell us, the first one, that is to create the constancy of purpose for improvement of products and the services. Second is to adopt the new philosophy. Third, cease dependence on the mass inspection. Fourth, end of practice of awarding business on the price tag alone. Fifth, improve constantly and forever the system of production and the training. Sixth, that is the institute training. Seventh, institute leadership. Eighth, that is the drive out fever. Ninth, break down barriers between staff areas. 10, eliminate slogan, extortions, and targets for the workplace. 11th, eliminate numerical quotas. 12th, remove barriers to pride in workmanship. And 13th, that is the institute a vigorous program of education and training and retraining. 14, that is the take action to accomplish the program. So all these are the 14 different principles, 14 different point programs that was given by the Deming in order to improve the quality. The Deming has the different philosophy as far as the management is concerned. And for management, again, he had the 14 points. Now, these 14 points associated with the management are: create and publish all the employees a statement of the state aims and the purposes of the company. The management must demonstrate their commitment to this statement. Second, that is learn the new philosophy. Third, that is to understand the purpose of inspection in order to reduce the cost and improve the processes. Fourth, the end of the practice of awarding business on the basis of the price tag alone. Fifth, that is improve constantly and forever the system of production and the services. Sixth, training. Seventh, teach and institute leadership. Eighth, drive out fever. create an environment of the innovation. Ninth, optimize the team effort toward the aim and purposes of the company. 10th, in order to eliminate the exhaustions for the workplace. 11th, eliminate the numerical quotas for the production. 12th, remove the barriers that rob the pride of workmanship. 13, that is encourage the learning and the self improvement. And 14, that is take action to accomplish the transformations. So they had Deming, they had given the 14 point toward the management as well as in order to improve the quality. Now they had the system of profound knowledge. So the system that will consist of the appreciation for a system. A system is a set of functions or the activities within an organization that work together to achieve organizational goals. That is, the management's job is to optimize the system, not parts of the system, but the whole system. And the system that will require the cooperation, system that will require the coordination, system that will require the communication among all the people, among all the employees. Then the second is the psychology. The designers and the implementers of the decision are the people, hence understanding of their psychology, that is most important, because the designer, these are the people who are actually involved, and their psychology that will be considered as the customer psychology. Understanding the process variation. A production process contains the many of sources of variation. That is a reduction in variation that will improve the quality. So the two types of variations, that is the common causes and the special causes, and the focus onto the special cause, that is most important, because say common causes can be reduced only by change of the technology. Theory of knowledge. The management decisions should be driven by facts, data, and justifiable theories. So don't follow the management fads. The another quality guru that is said to be the Juran. What the Juran has his philosophy. He emphasized the importance of the producing quality product through an approach focused on to the quality planning, control, and the improvement. They define the product quality as fitness for use, as viewed by the customers in quality of design, quality of conformance, availability, safety fields, etc. Category of the cost of quality as the cost of prevention, cost of detection, and the cost of failure. So they pursue the quality in the two different levels. The mission of the firm as a whole is to achieve the high product quality, and the mission of each individual department that is to achieve the high production quality. Now, quality should be talked about the in the language of the senior management. They will understand that is the money. That means the cost of poor quality. At operational level, the focus should be on the conformance to specifications through elimination of the defects and the use of the statistical methods. The Juran has the quality trilogy philosophy, that is the quality planning, quality control, and the quality improvement. The quality planning, that is the process of preparing to meet the quality goals, which will involve understanding of the customer's need and developing the product's features. The quality control that will consist of the process of meeting quality goals during operations, which will control the parameters, and they will measure the deviations and they will take the actions. Quality improvement that will consist of the process for breaking through to unprecedented levels of the performance, to identify the areas of improvement and get the right people to bring about the change. Then Armand Fragenbaum. So the Armand, they propose the concept of the total quality control, making the quality everyone's responsibility. It is not the responsibility of the top management or the stakeholder, but it is the responsibility of everyone, right from say the customers also, because the customers feedback, that is again important, that is again involved in the process of improvement of the quality. So stressed interdepartmental communication that may not be good, emphasized careful measurement and the reporting of the quality cost that is required. So Philip Crosby, what they say is they had preached that the quality is free, right? So they believe that an organization can reduce overall cost by improving the overall quality of its processes. Cross-based philosophy is that it is the absolutes of the management. So the quality means it is the conformance to the requirement and not the elegance. There is no such thing as say the quality problem. There is no such thing as economics of quality. It is always the cheaper to do the job right the first time. The only performance measurement is the cost of quality, the cost of non-conformance. The basic elements of the improvement, they will consist of the determination, education, and implementation. Determination, that is commitment to the top management, education of employees towards the zero defect approach, and implementation of the organizational processes towards the zero defect. Now, there is a history of quality management. So, that will consist of the next 20 odd years when top managers in the USA focused on the marketing, production, quantity, and the financial performance. The Japanese managements, they had improved the quality at an unprecedented rate. Markets starting preferring the Japanese product and the American companies, they had suffered immensely. America, they woke up to the quality revolution in 1980s. So Ford Motor Company, they had consulted Dr. Deming to help transform its transport operations. So by then, 80 years old, Deming was virtually unknown in the USA, whereas the Japanese government had instituted the Deming Prize for Quality in 1950. The different managers, they started to realize that the quality of management is more important than the management of quality. So birth of the term, so this totally gives the birth of the term which is said to be the total quality management. So total quality management is what? It is the integration of quality principles into organizational management system. Genichi Taguchi, they had emphasized the minimization of the variance, and they had concern with the cost of quality to this society. They had extended Juran's concept and the external failure. Karo Ishikawa, they had developed the fishbone problem solving tool, such as the cause and defect diagram, which is said to be the fishbone diagram. And they had called the father of quality circle, Karo Ishikawa. Now, these are the different dimensions which will define the quality in terms of goods and the quality in terms of services. When we are talking about the goods, we expect the performance, features, reliability, durability, conformance, serviceability, aesthetics, and the perceived quality. As far as the services are concerned, the quality is in terms of reliability, tangibles, responsiveness, assurance, and the empathy. Now, what is the cost of quality? Cost of quality, that is nothing but the framework for identifying the quality component that are related to producing both high quality product and the low quality component with the goal of minimizing the total cost of quality. So the cost of poor quality, that will include the detection cost, internal failure cost, and the external failure cost. So we can go for preventing appraisal and the internal failure along with the external failure. So what these and what will be their definition and the example? Prevention, that is nothing but the cost associated with the preventing the defect. Appraisal, that will consist of the cost associated with analyzing and testing the product in order to ensure its conformance to the specifications. Internal failure, that is the cost associated with fixing defect found prior to release, and external failure, that is the cost associated with fixing defect after the release. So the prevention cost, the examples are giving training to that of the employees, then going for early review, going for the quality planning, different development of the tools, and the improvement of the process initiatives. Appraisal, that will consist of performing different inspections, testings, audits, and the quality control. The internal failure, that is the cost associated with the prior to the release, so which will know in the repairing any kind of defect, retesting, and updating the documentation. And the external failure, that is the after release, the kind of the services that we are providing, like say the technical services, technical support, defect reporting, tracking, field updates, loss of features, and the sales warranties and the guarantees associated with the product. Now, if we will work on to the preventing the cost, or if we will go on increasing the input, or increasing, if we are covering the, or if we are giving input more into the prevention cost, ultimately that will lead to the reducing the cost of failure and the cost of internal failure cost. So that will ultimately lead to that of the saving. So the quality cost management, that will shows that how increased prevention cost, that will going to reduce the total quality cost. So we have to include, or we have to give more input over a period of time in order to get the total quality cost by increasing the prevention cost. Cost of quality, that this is the particular equation that will consist of sigma summation of E plus I plus A plus P divided by S multiplied by 100, where E is nothing but the external failure cost, I is nothing but the internal failure cost, A is nothing but the appraisal cost, P is nothing but the prevention cost, S that will stands for the sales, and all measures that are in terms of the monetary term. So the equation cost of quality that will allow us to quantify the impact of poor quality. It is used as a monitoring tool to track the cost of inspection, internal errors, external errors, and prevention. As the prevention efforts are increased, the cost for inspection, internal failure, and the external failure that will drops out. So again, these are the different principles associated with the Juran. And last but not the least, what is important? We need to ensure the customer satisfaction. Once the customer these are satisfied, ultimately, whatever the cost that we had incurred, so that will get recovered. So that involves the service recovery, that involves the service guarantees. So how quickly a firm that will rectifies a service mistake, that has a strong effect on establishing the customer loyalty and creating the customer satisfaction. So service guarantees that will include providing customer feedback on service operations and giving effective guarantee, which is unconditional, which is easy to understand, meaningful, easy and painless to invoke, and easy and quick to collect on.